300 over departure. Have a good night. What's it up?
Thank you, sir. Cessna 22615 Cisco Tower, make a right downwind departure, runway 17 out, Bravo, clear for takeoff. Warrior 446, your X-ray, Pensacola Tower, roger. Warrior 6, your X-ray, turn left heading 080, runway 17 at Bravo, clear for takeoff. Warrior 41622, Pensacola Tower, make a right downwind departure, runway 17 out, Bravo, clear for takeoff. Warrior 6, your X-ray, contact departure.
Contact departure 446 X-ray.
Cessna 615, fly heading 300, contact departure.
Heading 300 over to departure, 22615.
Warrior 622, fly heading 300, contact departure.
41622, fly heading 300, contact departure.
Copy 02, left turn Delta, Delta to the ramp. Have a good night.
Left turn Delta, Delta to the ramp. That's good.
Tower, Navy, International Tower, Navy Echo 043, final approach course for ILS 17.
Navy 8 Echo 043, Pacific Tower, continue climb out prior to the runway, do not overflow the field.
Actually, final prior runway, do not overflow the field, Navy Echo 043. Tower, Navy Echo 043, executing climb out.
Navy 8 Echo 043, contact departure.
Approaching departure, Navy Echo 043.
1212. Let's go. Alright, so for this portion, this video would be really useful for those who like it says there, like it's transitioning, either learning SM rating or CPL, or about to, or going to part 135 and just want to get acquainted with more complex aircraft and high performance, and basically this one's turboprop. Alright, actually we'll do this here. There you go. We'll test the lights. ITT test. There you go. Should light up the warning. There you go. All right. Test the lights. Over here as well. A few other tests on here. This one. Okay. All right, clear to start. ITT is at 30. We'll motor it for a few seconds. Two 9R84. Yep, I pressed test already. Getting there. Oh, these ones. I wonder how long, why was it so long? I misclicked these two. Dial down the brightness. The nav source. Two 984. All right. Even right here at map, out here you can press any space and get the flight plan. Alright, get ATIS, get clearance. We're gonna stay in pattern. You can also do this, just get the chart, moving chart. That's proper way to do it when you taxi. And the after start checklist. Alright, gyros on, gyro suction green, gyro slave, radio master on, property eyes, tone check, property eyes off, windshield heat checked, green, airframe the eyes checked, off, inertial separator on, ammeter below 50, generator select, standby, voltmeter 28. That's for this one. Boom, and you can see that and back. All right, mains, flaps take off, bleed auto, fan flow, fan auto. You can set on bleed high as desired. Air conditioning on, cabin temperature set, airflow distribution as required, cabin altitude not required, weather radar off and standby and check. If is master on, tested, autopilot. Let's test that again, heading. See if it does that. Overpower. Tested. Electric trim tested. Taxi lights on. Nurse sap illuminated. Parking brake is off. Toe brakes checked. Next checklist is before takeoff. Don't need the map, just the charts, and then you can spread it. Alright, so the checklist complete. Call for taxi. Brakes off, left, right, clear. You can taxi on high idle, and depends on a lot of factors, and depends on your as well on your company procedures. But for now, for just I'll do the low idle taxi. Clear the cross, we're crossing. Check left and right, all that. I'm gonna cross the active. Maybe more. Sometimes both these runways are active. Yeah, most of the times they're both active. Clear the cross. Right, left, pulse. Minimum occupancy time. And make a right. Alright, now here's things that depend on based on your company procedures and based on the fact if you're alone in cockpit or not. If you're not alone, the pilot non-flying will start the before takeoff procedures, and then basically when you're on straight taxiway like that, you can do procedures to get ready for the before start checklist. But since we are alone and we're simulating to be alone here, Alright, so the nav source, GPS, cross-check that. Set the traffic pattern altitude, 1,500, that is. Taxi to a run-up area or the runway. It's going to be a quick one, so if you have a lot of traffic behind it, you would want to do it on a run-up pad, but usually it's pretty fast. So you can go ahead and skip to utilities, checklist, prepare all of that, but make sure your eyes are on the taxi. Wait, lights. Alright, here comes the runway. Alright, now stop, set the parking brake, make sure that the parking brake is illuminated, turn off taxi lights. I usually turn on the dome just so you can see better, and do the test. Alright, so you can do the park before takeoff as is, or you can do the flow and then checklist. So some of the things I prepare, usually kind of do the flow. I'll set the instruments, so I'll set the takeoff heading to make sure that the initial altitude is set here. I'll press TO and make sure this, if it's not, just off it and then press it just to make sure it's coming up. Okay, so it's good. And parking brake is set, trims are set for takeoff. There you go, just in the middle. Set the takeoff trim here just above that 12, still in the green but flush to that 12, right? Like this, like so. Alright, now we'll do the lights test again. This, test the shift. Make sure it's on the left now, so put it on the right. It shifts and leave it on the fullest tank, which in this case would be right. Okay, it is right. Alright, so it kind of goes like scan, right? Gyro is not in green because this one's supposed to be in idle, right? Ground idle, and you would set the higher RPM and watch how this is gonna come out. And your pop is coming up. Look at that, gyro suction, green, slave. Make sure all of this here is reset. 0054, that's your Zulu time. Outside your temperature is 86. Check the lights here. All these coming in. Check the ice light and airframe de-icing. You see the boots, left, right. De-ice off. Ice light stays for takeoff. Check these lights. Test the terrain test. Do the terrain test. Alright. Make sure all this is in green. It says TOS test. Okay. Okay. Test the fault lights and the horn test. Alright, the pressure is not going to be needed. comes on and does the, and you do the before takeoff checklist. Park and brake set, terrain test, push, train warning lights test. We'll set 1900 on the prop. To the cycle 1. You see the torque coming up, prop coming down, and let it restore. And test the prop governor. I don't think it has it though. And idle. Check all these. Auto. Boost pump. There's no boost pump. Auto fuel selector. Fullest. Flaps take off. PDOT install on. De-icing not required. Inertial separator on. Visor panel checked. Inertial separator, park and brake, and this beta light is not existent. It does not exist, but it's just for the visual, so you know. Flight controls, left circular motion, pedals, right, left, transponder on alt mode, ammeter check, trim set, park and brake is coming on, release, and strobe lights coming on, and of course switch off the lights and call tower. I wanna switch off lights a little bit earlier, so you would get your eyes would adjust, right? Alright, before takeoff checklist complete. This is non-existent. This is not like a tech checklist. This is like to-do list, right? So basically you just check all these: HSI, altitude, altimeters, alt select, weather radar, not required, landing lights on, ignition, auto or on, turn lights, cabin lights, transponder, and park and brake is off. Yaw damper is off, and all this is completed. Next one is climb checklist. So you're gonna come off of that, go to map. I'm gonna do heading select. So let's say our next fix is fiddle. So okay, let me brief you up a little bit. Clear approach. Alright, so we're waiting for the clearance. I'll give you a small brief. For the takeoff, okay, you go according to the aircraft manual as far as the speeds. You also have the speeds here in the utilities. You go to fuel planning. Well, depending on the Garmin, on the avionics you have, it might be different. So there should be a page of V speeds, but basically, I don't recall anybody doing that. They're just common airspeeds. Basically, you start rotating at 75, 78, something like that. There are more advanced types of this, and interesting. Wow. What's up with that? Whoa. Oh, pretty cool. So it has the other type of map. I didn't know that one. That's a new one for me. You can do the night mode. That's another interesting way. But I like mine just heading tracked, so that's more for map mode. That is the navigation that you want. Alright, so let's go ahead and climb to 1,000. Let's actually climb to 2,000 feet. And then direct Spruce. Apus, I mean. Alright, so everything is cycled. Again, so on the flight plan, it wouldn't be like that, so you actually would have proper it's going to be a proper how do you call it? Sequence. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Pulse is coming off. Take off. Power set. Hands on the throttle and on the left hand on the yoke. Speed alive. 75 V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Get your initial climb. 400 feet, flaps up. Yaw damper. Heading select. IS. And IS for the climb, and about 40. Autopilot. Taxi lights on. 1,000. Torque 90. Prop 1,800. 1,900. I'm sorry. Yep, gear up, lights out. Check that. Really important. Flaps up. Check that as well. Inertial separator comes off. Make sure that when it comes off, you know that your torque's gonna come up. Just know that. Just watch it. So, look. You see how it kind of came up? So reduce it some more, 2,000, and set it for the blowout cruise. 450 torque. Alright, set for 50. Just know when it slows down, the torque is gonna come less, a little bit less. Alright, direct APUS. APUS. Activate and now. So that would be like proceed on course, right? So you'd select that after takeoff checklist. Landing gear, flaps, power lever, cabin out, cabin climb rate, all checked. Differential temperature, fuel quantity and balance, cross checked, de-icing, not required, air separator off. And then that one's not required. And for cruise, same things. Alright, we will heading selected and slides coming off. Well, it's much better with this, with my let's see, 1 second, with my settings. Sometimes it said that, sometimes not. Well, not today. Alright. So descent checklist, altimeter set, cross check, cabin out, pulse lights on. Not required for now, but it's depending on company. De-ice, not required, inertials coming in. Airflow is required, ignition, auto, no heavy precip, so no need to be on. Fuel quality and balance checked. Select their ship to fullest, which is right. And next one is before landing checklist. Alright, so here what I'm gonna do. Show you a visual approach on this one using the autopilot. So sometimes setting autopilot would be more distracting and more more movements, more distractions, and more heavy on your psychological as than just fly the aircraft. Because flying the aircraft is always just disconnect and fly, you don't have to worry. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. I just want you to feel for the speeds and feel for the... Well, no, actually, let's do it with the autopilot, but I'm gonna be in selected mode. I'll show you what it likes and what it doesn't. So let's get into the situation where we would get descended to traffic pattern altitude, which is 1500. We climb down. I mean, descend to 1500. And then we clear direct to airfield and say join left downwind for runway 17. Alright. So for that, we're going to select with the heading to it. It's going to be around 150 indicated. And during descent, probably a good idea to decel on the torque. Just don't forget to add it later. Alright, so now I have the airfield inside, and you can just do it perfectly. You always want to back up with your avionics, right? So out here you can go to procedures and select the, you can have any of those, right? But those are the instruments approaches here. But if you would go to flight plan and out here load procedures, approach, here you will have many more. Okay, so you want visual 17, you're gonna load it but not activate it. So you see, it's better for you. You got the approach extended, and kind of visually you see it right here. It's always better. So I'm gonna show it to you how you're gonna use it. Alright, so within the proper distance, so I'm gonna select the downwind heading just about 350. You see, don't forget to add, like I said, torque 50 for the cruise. And here it is, 350, and you're ready for the approach. So all kind of lighting. The ice light gives you more visibility as well. Alright, so I'm gonna select select 500 feet, and then I beam the numbers. I'm gonna select vertical and select set torque to 22 and select gear down. So torque 22, select feet per minute, and vertical speed, and then it's going to be half of ground speed. So 140 is going to be 700. We want to turn off the yaw damper so you don't forget it later. Now we are at 45, so we're gonna dial it. Remember, we're doing it in selected mode. There's more automation with this, but I'm just showing you the speeds and power settings. So make sure it's on 22 torque, because it'll dial down with as your speed decreases. As your speed decreases as well, your vertical required will decrease too. So let's select to 500. Look at here. Perfect. Flap. Approach. Lights. Perfect. 2 whites, 2 reds. And it's always better to sequence, but if you don't have time, don't worry about it. Just select the proper heading, the missed approach heading. Check, and it's best when you turn at 500. Landing flaps, prop full, yaw damper off, landing checklist. Down 3 greens, flaps full, yaw damper is off, torque is 22. Struggling with it a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, landing checklist is complete. So you see how it was kind of a lot to do, so you can easily get lost on that, but that's the thing with the fast aircraft. With a touch and go, you want to be at 83 crossing the fence. So that's your perfect. The numbers disappear below the hood, idle, and just fly down to the runway. It's a long landing, but it's alright. Flaps takeoff. .75, rotate. Positive rig, you're up. Set, press toga button and press heading. Sync. 400 feet, flaps up. IS, yaw damper. Also make sure, if you didn't have time to set it, 1500 is supposed to be it. Alright, we will decrease the load. $1,500 and reducing all the way to torque 50. Don't forget the prop as well. Alright, after takeoff checklist as is. Climb checklist, landing gear up, flaps retracted, power levers as required, cabin out not required, cabin climb not required, fuel quantity imbalance checked, right as the fullest, nurse separator, I'm gonna keep it on since we're low. Climb checklist complete. Alright. So let's do less hectic, right? So visual is always like that. Sometimes it's even better to, I showed it with the instruments, just with the selected autopilot flying, just so you understand the speeds and the angles, like the angle of attack and pitch, right, on all that stuff, the speeds, the proper vertical speeds. So let's do it now with hands. We're gonna recycle it again. Load, approach, visual 17. We're gonna load it, not activate it. Select downwind. Alright, so this time I'm gonna do it with my hands, right? So hands is hands. No flight director, just deselect it so it's not on your way. Your approach procedure, your approach flow and checklist is completed. Your approach is entered. Alright, so just like this, you see the airport inside, they say clear land, visual runway 17, base your discretion. Number 1 in the traffic pattern. Bow. I don't think people understood like what I fucking write there, so I'm just gonna make something more I'll keep it for the stream name, and right now to attract more, I'll just.
Good, 172, thanks, dear Pensacola Terra. We do not for Berlin, Pensacola Terra, 2 Sky departure, prior arrival, runway 17 clear line. 17 clear line, we'll be walking out 2 lead, 441.
Oh. I can get a small pause.
Zero, zero, Romeo, Charlie, turn left, Delta, contact ground point, honor. Delta, Jack 172, Tango Sierra, Pensacola Tower, turn left heading 080, runway 17 at Bravo, cliff takeoff. Jack 12630, Pensacola Tower, fly heading 080, runway 17 at Bravo, cliff takeoff, Mooney, 2 mile final. Two Tango Sierra, start your left turn heading 080.
Left 080, 172 Tango Sierra.
Foxtrot Julie, traffic heading to your right in a mile eastbound of Skyhawk 1000 climbing.
Alright, we got the traffic inside for 737 Foxtrot Juliet.
Tower Navy to code 615 is on final for the VOR, runway 8. Got 2 Tango Sierra, contact departure.
Over to departure, what's up 2 Tango Sierra?
Navy Echo 615, Pensacola Tower, runway 8, continue inbound.
Go Navy Echo 615.
Got 7 Foxtrot Julie, send her down and I'll call your base.
Extend down when we call my base for 7 Foxtrot Juliet.
Got 6 for correction, Cherokee 630, start your left turn heading 080, contact departure.
We are at Cessna and we'll turn to 060 and we'll contact departure 12630.
Got 630, it's 080, 80 heading.
080 12630. And Sideways Sky 737 Foxtrot Juliet, request the option on all these runways if possible.
7 Foxtrot Julie, send her down and I'll call your base.
And now we're calling the base, 7 Foxtrot Juliet.
22615, Pensacola Tower, runway 17, clear to land.
17 clear to land, 22615.
Winnie 44 Lima, turn left Delta, contact ground point honor.
Delta, contact ground point.
Navy Echo 615, amend your climb out instructions via turn left heading 300 and maintain VFR below 1,700.
Left 300, maintain VFR below 1,700, Navy Echo 615.
Navy Echo 615, I think you said it correctly, via 300 heading 300.
Hey firm 300, Navy Echo 615.
Navy Echo 615, exit your climb out prior to the runway, do not reply to airfield.
We'll go Navy Echo 615.
7 Foxtrot Julie, base turn is free, runway 17, clear, touch and go.
Clear touch and go for runway 17 for 7 Foxtrot Juliet.
7 Foxtrot Julie, you looking for stop and goes tonight or touch and goes?
Hey firm, stop and goes 7 Foxtrot Juliet.
7 Foxtrot Julie, runway 17, clear, stop and go.
Runway 17, clear for stop and goes, 7 Foxtrot Juliet.
Navy Echo 615, contact departure.
Departure, Navy Echo 615.
Navy Echo 615, contact departure.
Departure, Navy Echo 615.
November 615, turn left at Delta, contact ground point honor.
That's the Delta over the ground, 22615.
November 615, turn left at Delta, contact ground point honor.
That's the Delta over the ground, 22615.
7 Foxtrot Julie, runway 17, clear stop and go.
Clear stop and go for runway 17 for 7 Foxtrot Juliet.
Guys, 7 Foxtrot Julie, runway 17, clear stop and go.
Clear stop and go for runway 17 for 7 Foxtrot Juliet.
Pensacola Tower, 8 ball 719 is approaching the beach ball for hospital route south to north back to Kansas City.
8 ball 719, Pensacola Tower, proceeds request altimeter 2984.
2984, 8 ball 719. Pensacola Tower, 8 ball 719 is approaching the beach ball for hospital route south to north back to Kansas City.
8 ball 719, Pensacola Tower, proceeds request altimeter 2984.
2984, 8 ball 719.
Alrighty, let me connect my
Julie, runway 17, clear stop.
headphones and all. The fuck is that? Man, I swear, these people around these neighbors are fucking sick. Fucking head sick. Fucking doctors in here. Come on. Alrighty, let me connect my 1 second. My headphones and all.
Pensacola Tower, Navy 4 Echo 748, request scenic transition, turning northbound at Beach Ball.
Hey, 4 to 740 Pensacola Tower, Eagle scenic transition, we're departing runway 17. Are you able to take the hospital, Sam?
Hey, sorry.
Hey, 4 to 748, proceed request on the hospital, Sam, I'll turn to 2984.
2984, proceed on hospital fam, 748.
Раз, два. One, two. 1, 2. Okay. Alright. Alright. So, this one we're gonna be doing with hands only. So, god damn it. 1 second. Alright. So like I said, this is suitable for times that alright, let's do a small briefing so you understand what I mean.
Ground runway 17, taxi via Charlie, Bravo, cross runway 8, hold short of runway 17 at Bravo. UPS 1365, Pensacola Tower, fly runway heading, runway 17, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading 3000, clear takeoff, runway 17, UPS 1365.
That's wind distance, alright. So basically your runway will be within your wing. So when you look at the wing, like when you look at the wing from the left, let's say your runway will be punching through the wing, like here, so at the end of the wing, but not farther. So that makes it about 1.5 or 1 to 2 miles, right? For maybe 1 mile is 1.5, something like that. 1 mile. So here you will be approaching. You've done the approach flows, you've done the approach checklist, you've done everything. So you've cleared whatever you're expecting visual. They cleared you for the visual. You're on downwind for the runway 17. So out here, you'll do simultaneously multiple things. All right. So you're gonna set 500 on the altimeter, on the altitude dial, in the altitude window, 500. You can disconnect. If you fly hands, you're gonna fly hands, disconnect, flight director off, and out here we will gear down, and we'll set the torque 23%. Alright, and then as soon as we pass that numbers, that's all here. We're gonna descend with the just like you do in normal thing, 45 degree. We're gonna descend with the 3 degree glide path, right? So 3 degree. The 3 degree is your ground speed divided by 2 and plus the 0. So let's say ours is 140 ground speed, so it's going to be 70 plus 10, so that's 700. 700 minus 700, so that's the fastest way to calculate 3 degree. Is your ground speed divided by 2 and add 0. That's it. So say if it would be 200, ground speed would be divided by 2, 100 plus 0, 1000. So as lower you're going to be, the less the ground speed will be, as well as you're going to be getting into approach environment. Your ground speed will slow. So that means you gotta check within. You gotta have like a check marks, like within here. You're gonna check your vertical speed just by doing the ground speed divided by 2. So 3 degree descent, all you need. So when you set it here, I beam the numbers. You're not gonna, and you set the torque 23. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to trim. The aircraft is basically gonna drop the nose down, and if you have a perfect weight and balance, it's gonna start at 3 degrees. So it's basically gonna establish itself on like 700 feet per minute. Alright. So you're gonna use that 23%, and while you're gonna be flying that and then turning left base, your speed will decay. So you don't force it with anything. You don't force it with like, oh, let me slow it down so I can drop a flap. No, just let it coast at 23 torque, and it's gonna decay the speed to the point that you will be in a wide arc and you can drop the first flap. Alright, and that can happen anywhere, here or here. So if it happens here, you drop it here. If it happens here, drop it here. Then, and final, you're gonna drop full flaps when you turn final, full flaps, and you establish with a DMMS speed, which again is going to be based off of that 23. But that can change depending on the weather. Okay, so let's check how it works here. So it's easy, right? Seems easy. but it is easy. Just kind of find out what's what. So again, I did the approach checklist, the ice lights, the lights, the preparation for that, and we're approaching. So I'm gonna set at 23 torque. Just about. So, but remember, as you slow down, this is gonna decay too. So as your speed slows down, the torque will slow down too. So you would need to readjust it. Gear down. Disconnect yaw damper and fly director, and see. Look at the vertical speed. When it does that, just help it a little bit with a little bit of back pressure, and then retrim it. Then just trim for 120. That's the 45 right here, and ground speed is 125, so that's 600. So that's what we're gonna do, 600. Since we did a little bit more prior to that, we will you know, readjust a bit. So now we're within the white arc. Just wait until we're level, almost, and then one notch. Alright, landing checklist. Flaps up to the landing flaps, gear down. Master the up to landing flaps is complete. Inertial separator, of course, is in. I started late again. Okay. Flaps full. Check. Don't worry. It's showing. If it's showing all whites, that means that somewhere you didn't calculate it properly. It's because it's supposed to work all naturally. Alright. But that's okay. We'll readjust. And then perfectly is just set and forget. 23 torque, and then it's gonna give you about 85 on the speed. As soon as your numbers disappear below the nose, idle, and fly her in. A little bit of left, battle. So you don't need to wait for the stall horn, so you just fly her in. Let's do another, like a full stop here. So you vacate the runway, and then while you vacate, clean up the flaps, and then low idle. I made one mistake, I didn't do full flop. So yeah. And then you would normally, if we would need to go to the terminal, we would turn off the ECS and everything, but for now we'll just turn off the heaters. We'll keep the ECS since we're going up again. I'm gonna show it more since you know the basics now, I'm gonna show a little more in depth of things that you look at. But just keep in mind that it is all happens real fast. So that visual landing. So when you transition to that type or like faster types like this, I recommend flying LPV RNF approaches with transitions. That has give you more time to slow down, to think, to be stable on approach, etc. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. My personal advice would be, yeah, basically, okay, you're flying IFR, flying at work. Most of the days, just file IFR, right? So even though we're flying IFR, even though they'll say like expect visual, you can request LPV, you can request RNF, whatever. You know, RNF, well, LPV approach is perfect. Okay. So let me show you what I mean. To give you more time. Now, just keep in mind that this is going to be still visual. You're just going to do a visual backed up by RNF. Parking brake is set. Alright. Alright, so we'll do, I will show, let me think about it, I'll smoke and I'll think about how can I lay it down so it's more within, from easiest to hardest, okay? Because in my opinion, LPV would be easier than ILS, because ILS you would still need to set the course, the frequency, unless it auto selects for you, but it's not gonna do it all the time. Let me check something here. Alright, so it's going to be our nav. Our nav GPS. I bet there are more. Well, yeah, or no procedure turn, these Warren and Waben. And then Pansy, yeah, okay. You see something, Huh, really? Here it is. Okay. So basically, in this airport, most of the times they'll do vectors to like Weiban or Pansy sometimes, depending. So 2700 above is Weiban. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna come into Weiban, we're gonna do a straight in 2700 and Brent 1700, and we're gonna do the LPV and 321 DA. Alright. I'll keep that just for you, so it's better to show you that way, because this one is too small, so it's maybe like an extra. It's like an iPad, you know. This hotel traffic is off. Let me check something else here as well. Yeah. No traffic.
Tower, Gear 60 Delta 20, 2,800 for 1,700, visual 1,000.
Gear 60 Delta 20, Cisco Tower, runway 17, clear to land.
Clear to land,
One
runway
sec.
17, clear to land.
Sky 75 Joe Juliet, once you get it down, extend down when I call your base turn.
Alright, extend down, just on my way there for 75, so do that. Pensacola Tower, 87
Damn it.
in RNAV, runway 1700 feet.
Navy 7 Echo 736 Pensacola Tower, can you climb up prior to the approach and do not overfly the airport?
If you climb out prior to approach and do not overfly the airport, Navy 7 Echo 736.
Navy 736, just to make sure on the climb out, did you get the 170?
Copy on the 170, Navy 7 Echo 736. Pensacola Tower, good evening, South Southport. 5312 Hotel, left gate 17, following traffic.
Sky 531 Hotel, Pensacola Tower, follow the King Air, runway 17, call for turbines to runway 17, clear to land number 2.
Runway 17, clear land number 2, following traffic.
Shadow
Sky 412 Hotel, traffic inside of Fable, you can turn direct to the airport.
Direct to the airport.
Sky 2 Tango Sierra, make a left, close traffic. 26 left traffic, 2 Tango Sierra.
One second, guys. Need to handle something.
American 2697, roger, push back.
Alrighty, so let's get into this thing with the minimum of effort. Say it like that, okay? But lead yourself to the thinking that you will do a lot and it will be complex. But understand, kind of try to make it in your mind, try to make it by the steps, so you formulate the big picture of it. So meaning as to why you're doing it, other than I need to do what, or like oh, these procedures, I need to do these procedures now or then or this way, or you know, at this time or this time. Try to get the global picture of why you're doing it, and that way, although you will still do the procedures, you'll have easier way of just doing it. Alright, so we'll do now, since we're gonna just do before takeoff checklist, okay? So I'll do the flow. Alright. It's gonna be on auto, fan. And we're gonna take off. Just fly heading, let's say clear takeoff, runway 17, fly heading 120, maintain 3,000 feet. Sure. 3,000, press the toga, make sure no yaw damper is selected, inertial separator is on, get all these babies in, I-slide for better visibility, the high RPMs, we're not gonna need to do the R run up because we're already, and flaps take off. Alright, now the on out, we kind of just run through. Alright, so perfect here except the landing, navs, strobes, poles, all good, this is all great, the poles are great, check the instruments, no flags, on GPS, we selected the heading for the vector heading, altimeters, you know, engine instruments, nothing here, all looks normal, inertial separator on, the airframe the I-slides is on, airframe DI is not required, so not, just a regular thing, right? Looking good all here, the cabin is secured, this is on high, take off, trims are set, the transponder. So basically that's what it is, asking you to play fuel, level, and pressure. So looking good. And take checklist. Before takeoff checklist. Park and brake is set. Terrain test you only need to do once. Park and brake set. Terrain. We don't need to exercise it either because we did all that. There's no governor here, so this checklist item is obsolete. Flaps required. PDUTs, slow, advisory. Flight controls listed. Incorrect. Strobe lights on, and then call for takeoff. I'm gonna show you the yoke so you have a feeling how to fly the whole thing, right? Because without the yoke it would be really stupid, right? I guess you would need to see what movements I make. Yeah, clear approach and all. So when you clear takeoff, flying the lights on. Don't let it speed up too fast. You didn't see that. That's easy to do in the real world too. Trust me. Like you would think that the center line is there, and that's normal. Alright, now I'm gonna get back to business. Alright, so remember, airport elevation is 130. Alright, let's go. I'll turn off the pulse for takeoff though. That's usually for birds. So yeah, with the yoke, I don't know how to hide this thing. Is it possible to hide it? I mean, it is hiding. Okay, I guess every time I move the mouse, it's just a pain in the ass. All right, let's go. Take off. The timer. Reset and start. Hey. That clock has kinda something to it. You have another of those right here. So you can, it's already automatically is on, but anyways. So let's start the timer, and we'll go. So I would add, you know, watch the prop, get ready on the right paddle a bit, let it stabilize a bit, and then off we go. And just set it up, speed 11. Power set. V1, rotate. Positive. Gear up. A bit more right pedal. I miss my yoke, that's all I can say. Heading slow. Flaps up. When you do flaps up, I would select less bank. Just that way you'll get less sink, you know. 1000. Bring back the thrust, or should go torque, but you can call it thrust as well. And then prop. And watch how the torque is raising when you decrease prop. So that's why you would also need to just kind of slow it down again, you know. And I would select the yaw damper, and we're within positive climb to 3000. That's one to go. That was a culprit, actually. And then I would normally trim. It's kind of flying sideways a bit. I don't look at the flight director, guys. I just do it my own way. You decrease power, and you'll start seeing the vertical speed normally just drop. But you see the flight director stayed there because it wasn't armed. So yeah, autopilot, you can we can get our hands free right now by selecting autopilot. I'm gonna run the after takeoff checklist. Climb checklist. Landing gear up, flaps up, retracted, power lever is checked. We're then kind of cruising. I don't want to speed up too fast at 3,000 feet. That's impractical, you know. You don't want to go past 160 probably at all. Because it's, I would normally select like torque 50, just kind of coast along. You kind of see if you divide this airspeed indicator in two, that would kind of give it half of what you see here. So when your airspeed arrow is kind of up towards the sky, that means all your arrows are up. You see you got your altitude arrow up, you got your airspeed arrow up, just directly up, and that's 3,000. That's like perfect. And we got 50% of torque, so it's all in the middle. That's practically, this is like the half of what this aircraft can do. You understand? That's its half power and then some. So, but you can look at it that way. So we'll continue after climb checklist. Cabin altitude, cruise, cabin rate not required, differential not required, cabin temperature, good. The cabin temperature, just look at the cabin temp here. Fuel quantity balance checked to the right. I would select to the right. It automatically does that, but separator. See when a separator comes off, I'm going to deselect it. Look at the torque. Torque's going to come up. So you gotta anticipate that, anticipate that a little bit. You see it came up at about 10%. On the higher PMs it'll be less, but keeping it at around 90 on a climb will save you from over torquing or anything like that. So I brought it back to 50 and see how our speed grew a little bit, of course, with the torque. It's better performance that way. And their separator is off, and then cruise checklist. One sec. God damn it! Alright, can you hear me? I'm at 3,000, and we're on Bumblefuck in Florida. Perfect. Alright, where do we fly now? Let's see, maybe we can go to GPT. Well, let's do, I wanted to show you the LPV RNAV here. So we'll go back to here, and then I'll show you how they usually do it and what's the easiest. Less means when you do less. You do kind of more with your fingers than with any controls. So you finger in the aircraft pretty much. That's what it's called. Yeah, I would like to. Isn't that? Can I name the stream fingering? I mean, it's fingering, basically what it is. Would it be like inappropriate or something? But it's 18 plus though. I bet I'm the first one who started the whole thing that's called fingering. You never heard that, but error, of course. Why not? Well, actually, yeah, that sucks. Won't let you name that. Let's see, maybe if I can do parentheses. Probably won't let me do it still. Well, oh no, this time it took it. It actually took it with the quotes. It took it. Well, that's kind of proper name to properly do. I bet the AI is watching how to name it and all that. You know, we're gonna get more and more AI in our life, guys. That's for sure. But yeah, that's an unavoidable future. All right, so okay, so that's how you usually get it. Let's fly to like 6,000, and I'll show you how they usually vector here. So select 6,000 arm, and then IS, and then I go for torque. But see, let the autopilot stabilize first, and then add torque. Because this autopilot is twitchy, let me tell you that. And then I would go off of, for now, for the climb, I would go off of the ITT, NG, and just watch the torque and clock. And she's a perfect climber. Look at that. She's a perfect climber. I'll show you a few other tricks as well here. We can turn these off. These as well. For example, we are coming off to the cruise, right? That's what we normally do. Just get on with it. And normally, if you have no aircraft around here, damn, I tuned it really good. I like it. I like how the clouds are now properly lighted. They're not like super bright as you understand what I mean? Because default, no, you won't get default. Default is much uglier. Okay, if you want to see how it looks in default, let me show you. You would be awfully amazed. Okay, so cat, this one, and this one. I think that's it. Not much change though. No, I mean, stuff did change. Hold on. Switched off all that shit. We're at 6,000. Look at how she can speed up. So I'm gonna leave it at that power setting, but decrease just a little bit. Watch. Look at that. She's a fast puppy, I can tell you that. Look at that. We're doing like 217 at 6,000. 6,000. Imagine that. For this this type of aircraft, that's really good. I'm pretty sure she can do like much more. Let me see something else. Let's see what we can squeeze out of her. I've added some props so I can get more torque. But you got to be careful with those right now as we do that. Now we'll look off of NG and ITT. That's the top chicane, I think, at that. Look at that. but of course this is not the best way to cruise even at altitude. I'm not saying that this altitude is bad for cruising. This is just a demonstration what it can do at 6,000. Okay, so if you want an official flight, that's going to be different. This is a performance flight. What we do here right now is a performance flight, so we're going to be coming in, like they say, let's simulate that we're descending to Pensacola at night. They're giving us vectors, so they gave us heading 240 and 6,000 feet. Now watch another thing we can do, that you will actually do it. So if we would need to speed up, that's the thing to do. Alright, but the other thing, alright, well, I'm gonna decel the torque. Look at that. Decelling the torque, then prop, and then I would select it to 850 mode. Now watch. It remains the same speed. You can imagine that. So it's more efficient way of traveling. I just showed you two differences, right? I mean, you should already know that from small aircraft. All right. What's saying? There's been a change of what? Can't believe the Miami's Everglades is burning. It's crazy. Because I actually smelt that yesterday. Yeah, GitHub, I have like a subscription to the Autopilot AI, and it tries to like charge my card 3 times a month, only when it should do it like once. So I canceled the autopilot like that. That's really, you know, and they'll try to make it look like it's a fucking mistake, and the bank sometimes just fucking forgets that. Like, bank sometimes fucks up, the system fucks up, and it gets actually the money. Alright, fuck it. Approach checklist here. So we were expecting runway 17, and we're gonna use the LPV, but we're expecting visual. We're gonna ask for LPV though, and that's how we normally would do. So they'll tell, okay, I'll prefer LPV with transition. That, you know, so so now it's a good time to slow down. So I would use at about 50 torque here. And we will build our approach. We've practiced visual, so RNAV 17. Transition to Pansy. Load and activate. Alright, so yeah. So let's say they gave us a Pansy transition. How about that? Overall, more realistically, they would give us like a brand transition. But let's say we get Wavin 2,700. Okay. And that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'll show you. We'll keep it at Pansy. You see how it made it like a circle like that, really nice. We're just gonna kill the sequence later, but we will do right now what? So because we're gonna end up higher, we're gonna do 2,700 right now, and we're gonna start this cell. So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna start with the 700 here. Keep 160 for now. Keep the speeds. All right, so focus on the speeds. Okay, 160. So your thing right now is to focus on the speed and altitude. So that's your two focuses right now: speed and altitude. So we already load and activated those two approaches to see how it catch from any position and catch the VNAV. As long as you're good, but it recalculated 2,700 above Wavin, probably so that it would use all that 3 degree all the way down. So basically what it did is just calculated 3 degree down, and that's what my aircraft is doing. So look at the ground speed, you got 176, so it's about 180, right? And you got the vertical speed, which is about right. So it's about to be 170 though. What's up with my mic? 1 2 1 2 1 2, check. Alright, now you also got to be like visually aware. Look at the airport, look at yourself, and see, yeah, you know, I'm probably on a good path, you know, so I'm gonna slow it down to just about 500 feet per minute, make it all comfortable for now, as for the time that we brief the approach. Alright, so we're cleared to Pansy. I need a night mode. So you gotta do it fast and all. Alright, so missed approach, climb 2000 direct, all if you can hold. Its LPV was 97319, final approach course 169, final approach fixed Brent 1700, port elevation 123, touchdown zone 121. TA 39 miles, F 2700 Wobbin, 1700 Brent, Alico, runway 17. LPV minimums 321. Clear the Pansy, and then we are on the nav and descending on the 3 degree. Let's calculate Brent for 1700 exactly. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So that's let's calculate for 2 to lose, 6 miles out. Yeah. Yeah, we're about to cross Warden at 2700, so yeah, we're on a good path. 500 is the good, so I'm reaching glide path from underneath, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that's one way to approach here, that's one way to do it. So I'm focused on the speed more right now, so I'll make it like a speed approach, right? Taxi lights is not active since it's on the gear. Alright, so it's showing, you see it's showing blue banana here at Warren. Kind of showing a little bit off, so I'm gonna even more on 1700 vertical speed, and then I'm gonna catch it right there and then. But it could be a step, right? So why we do that? We can go right away 1700 and can throw that banana to Brent. You know what I mean? I still think it's stuck at that 2700. Oh yeah, because it's arm 1700 arm. Now it's moving. So we're passing it kind of right now, yeah. So that's good. I just want to catch that already. All right, so I want to catch the approach a little bit earlier, so I can arrive to the final approach fix all suited and booted, you know what I mean? Because practically you would need to be full flaps at the final approach fix. Alright, so arm approach. I can turn this off. I got that here if you want. I'll show you later. So you see it's approaching us from that, but I'm still not in a fast mode. You know, I'm doing about 150. So I'm kind of decelerating my speed with the approach. So we're keep forward on the speed. There you go. It's intercepted. I'm gonna get about 40 torque. I prepare the my anus for the approach. I like that. I love that my set. It's perfect. All perfect. Just lights need to be a little bit more brighter. That's all. But that's different. Alright, so we are 2 nautical miles from final approach fix, so that means gear down. So I'll show you here. I don't like flying that way, but I have to show it to you right this way, so you can see the yoke. I don't fly that like that normally. I usually skew myself forward to that. Alright, so we're slowing down, so that means torque to 23. So that's the airline style flying already. It's kind of transitioning you between the prop aircraft and the airliner. So you see now we're on the white arc almost. I set torque to 22, white arc, flap on. So you see how we're exchanging the energy. We didn't do no throttling, no nothing, no steps, no stupid like descent and level, none of that. We still, alright, just don't forget, yaw damper off, and then flaps full. And that's Brand. We just crossed Brand and we're descending. Alright, so now we are down, lights, camera action, inertial sub. It's like an airliner, basically. That's what it is. Landing checklist, gear down, 3 greens, flaps full. Prop full. Torque 23. An inertial separator came in. You see the jump on its arc. I did boost it a little bit too, but very nice, 1,000 feet called stable, looking for stable criteria. You know, we're looking about 190, 187-ish. We want to be at 83 across the gate. I know the numbers are a little crazy, like I'm talking about 87 and 83, but that's really important. So focus on that you're gonna cross on the perimeter of airport at 83 knots, okay? I'll show you how to airline this bitch. Checked. And look, our torque stayed one way throughout the flight. I mean, throughout the descent. I didn't touch it once. I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot and I'm gonna fly it manually from now on. This is an older generation of aircraft, you know. It still can do it. I believe it can do it, but I want to fly it manually. So you see, look, talking about 83 at the gate, right? Let's head up a little bit, just a little bit. and then idle. And now we are motherfucking glider to the runway. That's one of the types of landings I do. That's called like high flare, right? Kind of. You're flaring high, right? Pretty much. Perfect landing. And then reverse. Don't touch anything until you vacate the runway. Flaps up. And then out here we can stop and call ground, right? I think this shit is messing, to be honest. Or that's my fucking television on. It's not even on, what the fuck? Oh, I disconnected and I forgot to connect it back, oh fuck. Alright, well. We'll still fly. Damn, it would have been so much better. Oh my god, man, come on. That would look so much better with my settings. Look how brighter it got, like the lights. Look how much brighter it got. That's good. Cat. And this one left, then these. If you see what I do, I just did that, and then BSS test. That's my script. You gotta go to freaking my Discord for that, and drop me a couple bucks as well for that. On donation, or even better, just buy some product in my store, and that way that's gonna be donation for me and product for you. So yeah, activate all three. Activate all three of those. You got that, and this is day and night, both. You don't need to change anything. In daytime it's gonna look beautiful. Look at that. Oh yeah. The lights finally shine. At least. I want to make them even more bright. I want to see if I can mess with the system. I mean the city lights. They gotta be a little bit bigger and brighter. It's not properly. It's done for PlayStations, you know. Because they're stretching the fucking pixel. That's why we have what we have. But if anybody knows how to make the lights brighter, tell me. Let's make it fucking great again. And please try to. I mean, I can try to set it with the. What the fuck is this? Spam. So yeah, brothers, look at that. It's pretty. All right. How come bruh. Okay. And then we do the after landing flow. Or better yet, this. I mean, you can do it on the go, that's no problem. And then you would go to parking on ground. You do that basically while you taxi. I just stopped so I show it to you. That looks ugly without the Видишь, что я буду делать? Я вам сейчас секрет свой раскрою. Да, пизда, блять, я раскрываю вам свои секреты. Я буду делать звуки тише. И просто буду играться с вашим мозгом. Я буду делать тише, и вы будете вслушиваться и слышать, что там нет. Но там все будет. Вот это самое страшное. Ну я понял, да, теперь как хайп новый работает. И потом все эти пидоры будут повторять, я имею в виду эти, ну, как их, ну, вы же слышали в кино, они начнут повторять за мной сразу. И как я сюда приехал, просто даже и на этом самом на автомате, я даже не смотрел, куда еду. Бэм, приехали. Такой тюк нос. Ну все, шатдаун еще пошел. Там все уже давно было так. Заебал ты, нахуй педрила, блять, эти клик-споты кончены. Или лаги на шатдаун. How many years is it gonna fix that? Stupid, right? That's just a dumb thing to do, to reset all the cautionaries back and back and back. But yeah. I should have been off by that time. Voila. Все, закупили. Какая система здесь дебильнейшая просто. Sound system in this game is just next level bullshit. Not in this model, but in this fucking game is oh my god. Alright. Smoke break. What in the fucking